guys, the seeder showed up. Rain's on the way, so guys are real busy on the field right now. Well guys, I've been using alternative energy sources for about 20 years now for heating, and that boiler that's inside that building there, it served me fairly well. Been some pretty good challenges here and there, and repairs and that kind of thing. Hasn't rusted out on me yet, but it needs repairs now. Again, the flighting is wore out, and I'm going to show you guys yet what I'm talking about. But the box is there inside that building behind me. That's got me real intrigued. We're going to have a look inside there yet too. So I've got sunflowers in the bin that have gone through the milling process, and just show you quickly what's in there. So I get the leftovers. So sunflowers, what could possibly go wrong with that, you might ask? So under the bin, that's really a coal stoker, or part of it. The other part is in the boiler itself. But so the tube here, there's it's like an auger, and this is one that used to be in there, and I replaced it. And I'm just going to show you guys what happens over time. So this is the end that would be under the bin. So the fuel source comes along here, and over here is where it's forced to come to a stop. And so you've got like the fire is up here, and down here the fuel comes along, and you see right here there's a piece of reverse flighting. See, it's going the other way. These are coming this way, and this one's going this way. So what happens, it creates kind of a pinch effect right here, a binding, and there's no place for the fuel to go except up through the hole and into the fire, and that's how that feeds. And the system works pretty good when this isn't worn out. But have a look at this. You see this piece of reverse flighting here? See, there's so much friction where it comes to a stop here and it starts to bind. It actually wears out the steel. You see that right there? And I've welded this up a couple of times. You know, the flighting gets all worn out and thin and stuff, so I'll pull this whole piece of flighting out and then I'll weld it up. When the flighting starts to get really bad like this, then the fuel source, it kind of doesn't know what to do, and it just starts to pack in there, and then this whole auger shaft, it just stops turning because of all the pressure here, and then it breaks the shear pin off. So that's why I pulled this one out. But so what I noticed the last time, look at the size of the shaft here compared to here. So it was getting like to the point where I didn't want to even fix it anymore, like the flighting, because even the shaft itself was wearing thin. You know, eventually it's just, that would twist off too. So I don't know, I just got tired of fixing this one, and I replaced it with a brand new one in there. But what's happened now is the one that's in there now, the new one, it's been in there for a few years, and the flighting is worn off on that one. So I have to pull it out and do some more welding and fixing, you know. So right now my boiler, it's breaking shear pins off, and this is why. So guys, I'm getting a little bit tired of the repairs and the maintenance. So I have burned coal in this thing, and also wood, and I had rigged up a gadget there for a while. I was burning waste motor oil and fuel oil mix, 60% waste motor oil, and I did that for a while. So sunflowers, that's been my overall favorite as far as the amount of work required and cost. So, but you know, now this winter I've been breaking shear pins again, and it's becoming more frequent. You know, this boiler, it's like, you know, 20 years old or so, and it's made out of mild steel. It's got a bit of a leak right here, pretty minor. You know, it's not that it creates a puddle here on the floor, but it is a sign of things to come. And so when I was getting broken shear pins here, you know, man, I was just, the winter was almost over. Here's a shear pin right there. Really, it's a bolt. Maybe that's not the correct way to do a shear pin, but I've been doing this for 20 years, and that probably counts for something. So I'm just going to turn this thing on. So the top one turns, the bottom one is jammed. This bottom gearbox, it won't turn because of the resistance. I could tighten up the belt, but then it's just going to break the shear pin off. So guys, just a little bit tired of it, and then I started experimenting with that solar vacuum tube. Remember, it would boil water like on a cold winter day, and so that's what's in these boxes. So these are solar vacuum tubes. There's 15 in a box. So this is going to be my new heating system. We're going to go solar, guys. 15 in a box. So I got quite a few here. You know, I'm only using a portion of this for the shop. So the old boiler here, it's quite a mechanical apparatus, as what I'm starting to show you guys here. And parts do wear out, and heating with fire, and you got to find the fuel, and you got to fire up the tractor to use the auger, and I don't know, the whole thing. It's pretty primitive. It's kind of like me, Tarzan, you, Jane, we heat fire, you know what I mean? So going solar. So it looks like I've got room on the south wall of this shop for 5 32 panels. And I'll have 2 panels up high and 3 down low. And I'm going to replant this tree somewhere else because it's going to be kind of using up some sunlight there. But guys, that's what's brewing. Just giving you some updates here. And you guys are awesome. I do appreciate you guys watching. So I'll talk to you guys again. I was going to show you my cheapy PEX tubing cutter, and it actually works pretty good. See, it works on a ratchet, you see here, so it'll grab a little bit at a time to give you the leverage. So open it up, and I'll cut this piece here. Hey, check it out.